All right, so good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening for those in Europe. So today's webinar is really about my routine, how I use personally TradersLab. So this is not to be kind of an introduction of the platform, but if you do have questions, fire them away. You can use the chat. You can use the mic as well. So don't hesitate to ask questions along the way. Um, Let me just share something. Um, you can go into the Traders Lab documentation. So we've built a wiki page. So if you wonder how the app is working, you can start with that walkthrough video that I made a couple of weeks back. I'm going into each dashboard, each feature of the application to really walk you through uh, all the features and how it's built and used. And you'll find as well all the documentation for every dashboard and every page of the application. So that's really your go-to if you're not already using the application and you want to know more about it. But yeah, that's the goal as well today to walk you through what I personally use. Other thing is today's session is really about how I use Traders Lab. So I kind of expect for you to know a bit how I trade. So the goal here is not to explain exactly how I trade, but more about how do I use a platform to help me executing my system. So if you don't know exactly how I trade, I will share those two wiki in the chat. So the first one is about prime trading. So that's where I share my trading system. So you'll find really all the how I see the market, how I trade, so the kind of setups that I'm looking for, market wise, stock wise, but high level, I am kind of an intermediate term swing trader. I like to be positioned in leading stocks, especially liquid leaders. So my goal is really to be in the top focused in the top 30 to 40 stocks, as I show you a bit later, and execute in a more concentrated portfolio of those leading stocks. So that's what I'm looking for to engage. But for me, the market is first. So the way I see the market is really to time the market windows. So I want to trade the market cycles, either out of a correction to time it well, or to time pullback well as well. So it's really about surfing those waves and adding exposure and building my portfolio to uh, I'm sorry about it. So yes, really getting the exposure in the liquid leaders to essentially play that market cycle. That's how I trade. So that being said, let's go right into Traders Lab. All right, so that's the main dashboard. So when you log in into the application, into the app, that's where you will land. Um, that's really kind of the main page. And I usually start there my routine. I like to use that top row to really assess kind of the day that we had. We have the different major markets, so the NYSE, the RSP, so the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and then the small caps, IWM. So it gives me really a rough idea of where the strength was during a day. So right now you see that small caps, so NYC and small caps are really strong, and tech is kind of lagging a bit. So that's where I start my routine. And then I like to see kind of a quick overview distribution of the S&P 500, which has the best kind of sector distribution of the major indices. So I like to see quickly where the strength was. So is, for example, tech stocks lagging a bit, and where the big boys are. So Nvidia, for example, is red, and you can see that tech has a lot of volume. So some selling into the day. So I really like to look at that view. Let's mute you. So, thank you. Okay. So that's where I start. I do look at this page from time to time during the day, but not as much. Where I really start my routine at night is using the TLMM dashboard. So that's basically the market overview. So you'll have everything from price, momentum, and breadth. That's what I use to assess the market and time it as well. So for me, timing the market is a big part of my hedge. Uh, I and be careful. I'm not saying that I time the market perfectly each time. That's an hedge, right? So sometime you will time it correctly, sometime you will not. But over time, if you are using proper risk management and you test that market cycle and it works and you keep pressing, that's how you time the market, right? I'm not saying that I read the future. And when I say that the market will go up, then it will go up. That's not how trading is working, right? So that's really to assess the weight of evidence and assessing the odds of a market to move in either direction. So that's the main dashboard. So at the top here, you'll have essentially all your breadth matrix for the different major markets. So the Russell, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, the NYSE. Then you will have your breadth matrix as well for all the sectors. So for technology, for example, you'll have your net advanced declines, you'll have your net new highs and lows, the stocks, so breadth extension, stocks above their key moving averages. And you'll have also the GDB rank, so you can go into the documentation to know more about it, but that's basically an assessment, a score of the current day's strength. So it's based on price, breadth, and momentum, and it just gives you a score between minus 100 and plus 100 to know how strong the day was. So plus 100 reading will be the strongest day of the entire last 52 weeks, and minus 100 will be the weakest. So not going into too much details, but I'm really looking at that dashboard a lot at night. One key tool that I use is the McClellan Summation Index and the oscillator. So really to assess which side the wind is blowing, right? So when the McClellan summation is trending up, it means that on average each day stocks are advancing. So there's more advancers than decliners. So you know that you're trading with the trend. So let's take a quick example. So market made that low in April. That's where the McClellan summation started to hook up to reclaim that 10-day moving average, and that's where we had that beautiful uptrend as well. So right now, market is pulling back. McClellan summation did hook up 2 days ago, and now about to flip below the 10 moving average. So you know that on average, if you trade long, you will be against some headwind. And that's the kind of market that we have today. So yes, we have some liquid leaders that are doing well, and you can do well by being very picky in the names that you trade. But on average, breadth is negative, so the broader market is still contracting. So this is a stock picker market. The other thing that I use is really the percentage of stocks above their key moving averages. Uh, I use it really to assess how stretched the market is. So, for example, right now the market is pulling back into the rising 21-day moving average. So when that happens, I look for extensions, short-term extensions being oversold. And that's exactly what we have here. So we see the stocks above their 5-day moving average being oversold. This morning we're below 5% of the stocks above their 5 DMA. And when that happens, you know that uh, that the band is stretched, right? You can see that indicator as being an elastic band being stretched, and you can have a short-term stretch, right? So during a pullback, or you can have a long-term extension stretch during a correction or a bear market. So when you see those oversold readings, you know that the band is stretched, and when the pressure is released, that's when you have that snapback and that bounce and potentially new uptrend to begin. So ideally, that's really when I see those extensions that I want to engage. Same thing for momentum. So right here you have your typical stock B momentum indicators. So the number of stocks up or down 5% on the day. So I assess as well kind of a band stretcher. So when you see the short-term 5-day ratio being oversold, that's when you can expect some kind of snapback in the market for a bounce and that new uptrend out of a pullback. And yeah, you have price chart, and then you have, that's a really nice feature. So if you want to backtest some hedge, if you want to backtest the application as well, you can go down here and you'll have basically 1 year of historical data. So you can go back in time and see how this recent market correction played out, and try to build your rules according to price, momentum, breadth, and see how it's doing. You can also click on a row and see the action for this particular day. So when that tariff news hit, there was that huge reversal that was basically the strongest day of the last year. So that's the kind of things that I look for as well when I'm looking for precedent. If I do some digging at night and try to find, okay, what this pullback looks to me, oh yeah, last year we had some similar action. So I'm going back to that historical table and looking back at history and how we acted out of a pullback, for example, out of a correction. And that really helps me to build some confidence into the current setup. You can also see the market model. So something that I didn't talk about is the way I trade and approach the market is kind of baked into that market model. You can see exactly the algorithm that was implemented. So that's the trend state model. You can have a market in uptrend attempt, in pullback, in correction, and in rally. And there's some secondary signals. So that's a bit like how I trade personally. But when the breadth is oversold and market is getting into support, that's a buying opportunity. And then if the market is extended and the breadth is now overbought, that's a time to trim into strength and reduce your exposure for potentially a pullback. So that's really the goal of that trend model, and you'll have that trend model state right here at the top. So that's the current signal. And you can also go back in time and you'll see which state the model was at the time, at the exact day historically. All right, so that's kind of the first step of my routine. I do look a bit at the other markets, but to me, that's really the S&P 500. That based on experience, that's really what gives me the best kind of feedback of the broad market, and that's really the only one that I use nowadays. Okay, so that's about the market. As I said, for me, market is first. So if the market is in correction, for example, uh, below a declining 21-day moving average, then I'm not doing anything else. It's stopped there for me. I don't want to trade. I want to be on the sideline, maybe do some shorting. But if we're only long focused, that's where basically my routine ends. However, if there's an uptrend and I'm looking for opportunities, so my routine is going further. So I really like to continue my routine with the TEM sectors and sub-markets dashboard. So essentially what you'll have is this dashboard of the teams, the groups or industry, call them whatever you want. And you'll have that top 10 dashboard. And that's really what we came up to really digest the information and bring each group information as being the most readable and actionable possible. So for each group, you have one card in that top 10. And in each card, you'll have the leader stocks. So what are the stocks that are currently leading in that group? And what are the stocks that are setting up? So that are pulling back into moving averages for a pullback setup. If the stocks are extended, they will stay in the leadership group, but won't go into the setting up section. You'll have your performance matrix, so performance for a week, a month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year. And you'll have that information down here in like a bar chart view. So I like to look really quickly at night during my routine. Is I want to focus in the top 10 groups, right? That's where you'll find the biggest leader, the stocks that trend the best, and that's basically where you want to be. So what I'll look for is during a pullback, what is filling up in the setting up section. So for example, uranium, yeah, it's leading. That's all the stuff that's leading, but there's nothing setting up for me. So if I keep my cursor over a name, I see the chart. So yeah, Oklo is leading, but it's not actionable for me. So I want to wait for some kind of setups, a bit like Palantir, which is currently setting up. So leader setting up, that gets my attention really quickly because it's in the leaders and it's setting up as well. So that's the kind of name that when I look at that top 10 dashboard, right away it goes into my focus list, right? Pulling back into the 21-day moving average, setting up tight action. So I take that name, and maybe we can go into the detail later, but you can, everywhere in the application, you can use that quick function to fill a watch list or create a watch list. So when I see that from that dashboard, I add this name to the focus list, and then I can continue my routine. It's added to my my watch list, and then I can further find opportunities and fill my focus list as I go through my routine. So I continue. We have cybersecurity, miners, etc., etc. So it's really about finding the top groups, the top leading stocks, and as they are setting up, you can watch for the chart right into the 21 DMA. Later, okay, boom, I like this name. I'm putting it in my focus list, and I continue my routine. You can also have all the teams. So if you want to be a bit more active and go through all the groups and all the teams super quickly, you can scroll down in mini charts view everything and see how things are setting up. And you have basically the same thing for the traditional sectors. You can scroll with the chart as well. And you have the same thing for the sub market. So large cap, mega caps, micro caps, small caps, you name it. You can review which part of the market doing better and where are the opportunities. Yeah, we have a question. So Shan, you can either open your mic or you can use the chat to type it in like you want. Oh, sorry, I muted you earlier on because your mute was on. You can go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, 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 I do.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. So Alex, can you please go back to the theme dashboard again? I wanted to, I have a question on that. So we are able to see these things that are setting up, and then below there is the chart, right? How do you read that chart? The heat, the map, basically
Oh,
the
yeah,
heat
okay.
map, or yeah, that, how do you read that basically? Yeah.
Yes, sure. Good question, actually. Okay, there's two colors. The first one is the volume volatility adjusted relative strength, and the other one is the pure RS rank. So basically, the blue one, the RS, is how the group is ranking along all the groups in the market in terms of relative strength for that particular time frame. So you have the weekly time frame, monthly time frame. So let's take uranium and nuclear for example. So right now they are ranking on the weekly the second best in the groups. Same thing for the monthly relative strength. And so they were not that strong on a 1 year RS rank and 6 month RS rank, but they are really, really strong short term. So that's the kind of shifts that you can look to catch a new uptrend, let's say. So when you see that the group was not that strong long term, but is really spiking on the weekly, then you can start to look for opportunity as a longer correction, what's going on and is about to end. And then you have some other type of opportunity like I don't know, gold miners, where they
Mhm.
are strong for quite a bit now. Last 52 weeks top RS, 6 month top RS, 3 months top RS, but they are very weak in the last month. So what it tells me is, and they are really strong weekly. So we kind of had a strong leadership long term. Last month, base building. So they were basically building that base, and weekly very very strong. So you see kind of a retake of leadership. And we have another tool that I will go through very soon, which is the RRG chart, that will be a bit easier to use to spot those kind of relative strength rotation. But that's how I use these small charts.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. So I think it's good for the teams and sector. So basically, each night I go through these top 10 dashboard and I'm looking for the leaders, especially if they are in the setting up section. It gets my attention really, really quickly, and I'm looking the charts, and if it's a good pattern, then I'm adding to focus list. All right, so next one is probably the one that I'm using the most. It's the stock screener. And you can basically do whatever you want, but for now it's technical focus. We don't have any fundamentals matrix or filter, should I say. So you cannot look for let's say increase in EPS or revenue growth, etc., etc. But we will have it in the near future. So right now it's really about technicals, like I said. So there's a few features that I want to mention. So there's really that screener library, which is a community share. So I have my scans that I built. You can tag them as being your favorites. You can also make them available to the community. So if there's a scan that you want to share with a friend or with the community, you can flag it as being shared, and everyone will be able to load that scan and save as another version that they want to modify. So that's in the community screens. You can look for a specific scan and use directly that scan or make it your own. You also have a section with my own scan. So if you're looking at my scans, you can go there and you will find my scan as well. You have that. You have basically two views to build your scan. There's the advanced view and the simple view. So in the advanced, you have all your filters that you can build into different filter groups with operations. So you can create the and or logicals to create groups and include different kind of subset of filters. And you also have, my order scan is in simple view. So you have the simple view right here. So basically you will have your profile filters, technical filters, moving average filters. So that's kind of different of the other platforms where you can use distances in ADR forms. So for me, that's a huge game changer and something that I was looking for a long time in a platform, and nobody was doing it. And if you trade like 2 to 10% ADR names, you know that it's frustrating to use scanners, because the distance around a key moving average, for example, or some kind of performance will vary if it's a 2% ADR name or a 10% ADR name. So you're not able to create one scan that will fit a different type of moving stocks. So you can use that feature of ADR percent multiple from moving averages, and you can create scans for example, looking at stocks that are plus 1 ADR to minus 1 ADR around the 21-day moving average. So for me, that was a big game changer to really tailored my scan to different kind of stocks, of ADR stocks. You have all your volatility filters, so in terms of price, in terms of volume as well. All the performance, that's pretty typical stuff. And then you have the relative strength section where you can have your 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 1 year, and composite rating, which is kind of IBD style RS rating. And you also have the RS rank, which is my the ranking that I've created, which is kind of a composite RS rating. So taking into account a 1 month RS up to 1 year RS, but you also have some weighting toward distances from the 52-week high and low. So it adds a bit of color to the composite RS rating. And fundamental, like I said, it's not really about fundamentals of statements and companies as well. But it's more about earnings filters. So if you don't want any stocks in your scans that have earnings in the next 2 weeks, for example, that's where you can type that, and also IPO date, which we've made into the fundamentals. All right, so it's not about the platform, but just wanted to quickly go through these. So for me, it's all about my favorite scans. And that's the one that I share each night. It's about my liquid leader scan. So basically, that's the stocks that I allow myself to trade. Right, I want to be focused in the top leading stocks. And what I like to trade is technology and consumer cyclicals and communication services. So all you will see in that list is the stocks that I'm hoping to trade, and nothing else. Right now, there's 31 names, and that's all I'm looking to trade. So I'm really trying to gain more focus in my trading. So that's the list that I'm looking each night. Part of my routine as well. I do that each night. I go into mini charts view, and I'm going through each one of them and assess the market, and especially the leaders' action. They will tell a lot of information during pullback, and that's what we want to get. So I'm going through that list in mini chart, reviewing everything. Again, if I find a stock that I want to trade, then I add to my watch list. Or if there's also, I have a watch list, a stock list of leaders, and I will show you a bit later. So there's two options. So if you want to have your watch list, you can export the entire scan into a specific watch list. So let's say that I want to export all those names into my leader stock list, and I will show you why I do that later. So I update the watch list. So now all the names from that scan are exported into my watch list. You can decide to look at the mini charts on a weekly time frame, monthly time frame, or you can have combos as well. So if your thing is to look both at daily and weekly, you can do that. So Palantir weekly and daily as well. So very fast to assess all the liquid leaders super quickly in mini charts view. Okay, so next step for me is to look for the setups. So now I've built my dream scan, should I say. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for each night. So I sometimes I take idea like I explained in the sectors and teams, but I'm really trying to keep my focus with this one scan. So that basically look at the 31 names that are coming out of that liquid leader scan, and looking for pullbacks into the 21 DMA structure. So I'm looking for kind of an area of one ADR to minus 0.5 ADR below the 21 DMA. So that's kind of my buy area. and that's what this scan is built for. So I'm looking for the leaders, pulling back into the 21 DMA, and that's the scan where I take pretty much all my setups. During the day as well, so this session is about my routine. So I leave that scan. So I have two screens, and on my main screen I have my trading view platform, because this is where I trade and do my trading with the broker. But on my left side screen, I do have that screen running, and pretty quickly when there's a new name popping, then I know that it's getting into my buy area, and I'm starting to look for an entry. Okay, so we have a question from Arne. So you use candle charts, switch to bar. Yeah, it's been a long time. I really like bar charts because I'm a big structure guy. I'm really looking at the structure and the pattern of the larger price action, and the bars really reflect better that structure. It removes kind of the noise of the candles being red, green, and it's really psychological for me. It's really mental as well to see them all black, is to remove that big red candle sticking out. Uh, that is still within range and within that base. So bars really help you define structure better and kind of remove the emotion. At least for me, that's only for me, right? And the 21 DMA. So I would really suggest to take a look at the wiki that I shared. I really explain what I use, the 21 DMA structure, but for me that's just based on of experience, as the 21 DMA being very well respected in the leading stocks as intermediate trend, right? It's not based on short-term trend or long-term trend. So I know some are using the 50-day moving average for kind of position trading. You can use the 5 or 10 for short-term trading, but for me the 21 DMA is really working great. And that's based off experience, seeing different market cycle, and those stocks not always find support at the 21 DMA, but that's an area of potential support that usually stands, and the probabilities are with you. Sure thing. My pleasure. All right, so let's continue. So as I was saying, I leave that screen uh, just beside me, and if there's a new name popping up, I know right away that there's a setup ready to execute. All right, so let's talk watch list. Something else that I do in my night routine is really to go through different type of watch lists. I like to review the countries, so different countries, how money rotate around the world. I do review sectors and teams. We talked about that. I'm building those episodic pivot for each quarter as well. So if we take Q2 for example, so once again, how do I create that watch list? Is each night I have that episodic pivot scan. So we have Oklo, SMR, and ASPI so far. So what I do is, and we will have kind of an automatic automation of that process. So you will be able to set a specific scan to populate a watch list each night, and you will have nothing to do. But right now it's manual. So each night I go there, I select my Q2 2025 EP wrong one. So EP watch list. I'm adding ASPI, OCLO, and SMR. I update the watch list, and then if I go see that watch list, those names are now added. So I like to kind of go through that list, not each night, but a couple times a week, and go name by name and look at the action, how it's building, and uh, EP do give a lot of feedback about the risk appetite of the market participants, right? If you start to see EP following through or pulling back, or that gives you a really good feedback overall. So yeah, couple nights in the week I go through that watch list. Once again, you can do multiple time frames, so weekly, daily, and you also have the financials table. So when I'm looking at my focus list, I like to look at the financials real quick. So like I said, it's not yet in the screener, but we started to build all the metrics that will be included in that, right? So you have your earnings, your revenues, growth estimates for the annual and quarterly, and you also have them in chart views as well. So part of my routine is to really go through that focus list and look if fundamentals are standing out. If they do, that's added conviction for me in order to execute the following day, and what type of size I will look to get. But it's not part of my scanning process, and I will not um, decide not to trade a name because of fundamentals, right? Uh, all right, so you can also apply. So another way of doing it, of looking at your um, entries is you can go into your leader stock list, for example, and instead of doing it in the screener, sometimes I'm doing that. It's to apply a screen. So if you build a watch list and you're looking for that watch list as they pull back into different kind of moving averages or showing any type of characteristic, then you can go there and select a screen. So you can select, I created that 21 DMA structure area. So right now you'll get stuffs that are in my stock list that are getting into the 21 DMA area. So that's how you can use the watch list as well. So sometime I will do it in the watch list for finding entries. Sometimes I will do it in the screener. All right, so next part of my routine as well is to go through that new relative rotation graph. For those that know this tool, that's really used to assess relative strength, not only in terms of ranking, but in terms of how it improves or weakens. So it's really to show the rotation and how that relative strength is moving. Um, so what I like to do is to look for the theme. So you have your different categories, right? You can decide to generate that graph for the sectors, for the themes, for any ETFs holding. So if you have a list of other groups that you like to scan here. And what I particularly like is to use that with the watch list. So you can select your watch list here. 47 securities, so tickers in there. You can select your time frame against what you benchmark, and control the trail of each name. So when it's done, I generate that graph. So you have your watch list. So let me just remove FL. So it was added when I added everything. It will look better that way. All right, so you generate the graph. So now, oh, wrong one. Okay, so each night what I'm looking for is basically liquid leaders that are pulling back and started to reclaim their relative strength. And that's really the first sign that a stock can resume its uptrend and can continue a new leg higher. So that's really during pullback that most likely I use this tool, but I still do it each night. I like to select only positive headings, so it means that that only show the stocks that are shooting straight up top right corner. So it means that relative strength is improving and the momentum of the relative strength is improving as well. So when it's done, I'm really looking to see kind of those names that if I show with more length, so let's make it 25. Okay, so what you want to see is a clear phase of leadership in relative strength, pull back, which is kind of that RS declining, momentum weakening, and then when they come back into support area, you will start to see those, and now let's go back to 10 because it's showing a lot. So what you want to see is really those names that are in weakening and that are hooking back up, just like PLTR today. So it was weakening, it was pulling back, it was not showing relative strength. And now today, really good RS. It's bouncing from support and it's hooking back up. And that's exactly the type of name that I'm taking note and that I'm reviewing right away to see if the chart pattern is good. So you can create some kind of a different watch list for anything and watch for those RS hookups. So for me, PLTR really interesting, Lift, Okta, Spot as well. Now Strat gaining momentum and now back and leading. So that's really my process each night, is to assess the type of name. If they are already up high, those for me are extended and not actionable. So I really like to see those kind of pull back into the yellow area, weakening area, and trying to reclaim their leadership. So that's what I'm looking for. So we covered that one. Watch list we talked about. And yeah, otherwise you have the settings for the application. So if you want to look at different kind of charts, so you can have candlestick, right? So we have all the settings that you need for price moving averages. It covers all the mini charts, the biggest chart as well. Volume moving average, AWAP, you can put AWAP on your charts. The breadth extension, so you can select the stocks above their 5, 10, 21, 50, 200 in the graph that I showed right here. You can select kind of the refresh interval of the screener, and you can change the whole theme of the application as well. If you want to show green as being blue, you can change that in the settings. And other thing that I wanted to show you is the single stock page. So sometime when I'm looking for more information about the stocks, I'm going up here in the search bar, and you get your price chart, your financial snapshot, you get all your relative strength metrics. So you have your 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and 12 month RS, and the RS rank right here. Key statistics, you have company information, you have your earning calls transcript as well, you have your news, and you have different section here as well. So you have the charts, and we'll find a better way to integrate that, but currently we're in the process to integrate the advanced trading view library, so you will be able to put your indicators, do drawings, and all the stuff that you can do in TradingView. You will be able to do that in the chart view as well. You have all the statistics. So Matt was having fun a bit with this one, but all the price returns distribution for each stocks. And finally, you have the financials section. So when I want to dig into financials, I go there, either annual or quarterly. So I think it covers everything about my routine, at least. So that's really about being top down, right? And that's how I explain my process, and that's really how I trade. It's to look at market first with the TLMM dashboard. Then I go to sectors and teams, really look at what's leading, what's setting up, and assess all the teams as well. So it really takes 20-30 seconds to flip all those charts. After that, I review my liquid leaders. So the 30 names that I'm looking to trade, I review them in mini charts. Then I run my scan just to be sure that I miss nothing. So all the stocks that are pulling back into their 21D moving average. And then I look for my watch list, so stock list, just to be sure I missed nothing. And I run those RRG chart to see how the relative strength of those setups and of those names are shaping up. All right. So that's everything about my routine. Let's take some Q&A right now if you guys have. So my Alex leader stock list has only 39 tickers. It's probably because I just updated it. I pushed a bunch of new, and I will do some cleanup, but that's probably why. So it will update in a few probably, but mine was at 39 just before this demo as well. So TradersLab is a paid service. Yeah, we do ask 29 monthly for the sub right now. So I think that's relatively cheap considering the other platform available on the market. We're adding new features almost every month. So we do have some new features coming out really quickly. So we're still adding stuff. We're still adding new filters to the screener. And I think, at least for me, I'm a full-time trader. I do that day in and day out for many, many years. And right now, the platform has really become the only thing that I use. So if I only use that one and it's really doing everything that I need as a swing trader, I really think that the 29 monthly sub fee is cheap compared to the other thing on the market. That being said, if you want to test the product, I created a discount code, so you can use the code trial at checkout, and it will give you the first month for free as a new user. So you can test the platform, see if you like it, give us feedback, And if you like it, then you can continue being a user, but at least you'll have a free month to test it out. So discount code trial if you want to test it out. I have paid far more for much, much less. That's true. So yeah, take opportunity of the great deal that it is. I do really think that it's a great deal, but it's good to see others see that value as well. Thank you, my friend. All right, so if you guys don't have any more questions, thank you so much for being in this webinar. If you do have still question, you can use the Discord community. You can ask your questions there, and it will be my pleasure to answer them. Otherwise, we do have that giveaway that I announced. So I will take the Twitter post and all those that commented into this post. I will give away a T-shirt and a baseball cap of TradersLab. So make sure you go comment that post if you want to be in that giveaway. All right, so take care, everyone. Have a good weekend. And once again, if you have questions, don't hesitate.